Hello and welcome back
I was like, did it work?
to another versus challenge.
Oh, we just said this. Is this 12?
Episode 12. Episode 12 versus challenge. Today's versus challenge is Metroid versus The Legend of Zelda. We are doing franchises.
Yes.
We're doing franchises. Okay? I think that's going to be an important factor in my discussion here
Yes,
today.
I understand the uphill battle I have ahead of me. Zelda being...
Both great games, both great franchises. So, rules of the game, as always, 2 minutes on the clock.
2 minutes.
Each person gets to discuss why their game is better or their topic is better.
Franchise is better.
Yeah. And we will flip to figure out who is going to go first.
Flip the Mario coin.
Heads.
Power Star heads. Mario coin tails.
Call it in the air.
3, 2, 1, flip.
Tails.
It was
Never
tails, I
fails.
saw it already.
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't see. So.
Tails. You are the victor.
All right. So,
So you'll be arguing for
The Legend of
Zelda franchise. Not necessarily one or the other. But Legend of Zelda in general. I will have a timer up. I already have it loaded. Do you already have one loaded? No? I have. I'm like, just boom, push play, and we're good.
Oh yeah. I think so. So.
Okay. 2 minutes to make your argument as to why Zelda in general is better than Metroid in general.
Got it.
Okay.
Whenever you say go.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So, The Legend of Zelda. This franchise has to be one of the best franchises in all of gaming. I say that because of how much lore there is behind the whole entire Legend of Zelda series. I say it because of how many games came out for the Legend of Zelda. There are games on almost every single system that Nintendo has ever released. They have a game for it. And each one has different timelines and different times in the timeline of when it takes place. That part can definitely be a little confusing, and I get that. But when you actually look at it, and they even did a book on the psychology of the Legend of Zelda and how there is a link between the Legend of Zelda world and our world. And it's a really good book. I listened to the audiobook of it. Check it out. Dungeons. There are many dungeons involved with Legend of Zelda. Each game has different dungeons. And then as you progress, getting on further to like the Nintendo Switch era, you have the more, even more vast open world of Hyrule. So the open world Breath of the Wild is probably one of the best games of all time just by itself.
30 seconds.
Okay. The way each game looks from the first one all the way up to Tears of the Kingdom, just absolutely amazing. Just the way everything looks. I mean, you look at Link to the Past and it's just so good. They've used the map for Link to the Past in other games as well too, and it just makes it a little bit more familiar. All the locations are pretty similar in all the areas. Just overall, the gameplay is just absolutely amazing for Legend of Zelda. Nothing that you're gonna get with Metroid.
You just had to pop a little zinger in there at the end.
Yeah, I just had to do the little zinger there. So
you stole one of my little arguments in there about how it can be a little confusing. So I'm trying to, in my head, wrap around how to now squiggle that in like it's an original thought. All right, I am ready when you are ready, sir. 2 minutes.
2 minutes on the clock, and 3, 2, 1, and go.
All right, so Metroid is a darker feel. Okay, you're going left to right, so it's got that classic gameplay to it. Not a lot of surprises. There's challenges to it, but not like puzzles where you're just going to get aggravated and like we even noticed in our gameplay. You have no purpose. Well, you have a purpose, but you have no way to accomplish it until you put in the time. If you want to sit down and play a game that's going to be simple yet challenging, Metroid was a way to go. And I have a hard time thinking that any game that I never played until I started doing a podcast about gaming is crucial. It's just not going to happen. Like, I never played Zelda until we sat down and you didn't make me, but we played it. But, like, I have had a very fulfilled life without ever having played any Legend of Zelda. I get that I've missed out on some things that are cool, but Metroid was a game that I had played. And talk about a crazy reveal that nobody saw coming, like, shook the world. Samus is a chick. Nobody knew that. You know what I mean? True. In Legend of Zelda, you're not even playing as Zelda, who is a girl. They make you play as a boy because it's, I don't know, sexist patriarchy.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey.
Samus is out there whooping ass.
She's a strong, independent woman.
It's exactly. It's not a whimsical fairyland, fantasyland. I mean, it's a dark, gritty. You're in a tech suit. You need to go through your levels. You need to power up. You need to accomplish things in Metroid. You're putting the world together. You need. I mean, I know you power up and stuff in Zelda, but like a game that I never played versus a game that I loved, I'm gonna pick Metroid. Okay. It's just all around my choice. Play Metroid.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. I will say a little rebuttal. Metroid, I think when you look at the games that came out for the different systems, GameCube and Game Boy Advance had some really good Metroid games. And Zelda kind of lacked a little bit. Maybe GameCube, maybe not so much with the Wind Waker. Wind Waker was good. And, I mean, Wind Waker had a lot of popularity where it got remade later on in an HD version. I think my only issue with Metroid is, to be honest, the very first Metroid I had, but it just was so hard to play.
Unapproachable, right?
Yeah. And I think that's what made me lose interest. Now, I started playing the Game Boy Advance version of Metroid, and man, that game was so good.
Slaps.
Well, I think it was Metroid Fusion.
I don't remember.
I think it was Metroid Fusion. But man, it's good. It's a great game. Can't argue that. But I think what really drew me into the Zelda games was the fact that most of them are very similar gameplay styles. Like especially the earlier versions, you get that over the top version, except for Zelda 2. We never talk about that because it's just weird.
Sorry
yeah, we're just gonna move past that one. But the highs of the highs with Zelda are better than the highs of the highs of Metroid. And I think that's my biggest argument with the two, because both are just absolutely phenomenal games.
Well, and what I'm going to say is, yes, Zelda does a better job of developing their background and their characters and their story. But if you just want a dark, gritty game to play, I mean, it comes down to preference. Pretty much everything we versed about, it comes down to personal preference.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why we're doing this. You spark debate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a big thing. So,
but you go in, you're in a dark world. Most Metroids are dark. Like they're on a black background. And it's a lonely journey. It's not the classic hero's journey like Zelda or Link taking in through the Zelda games, but you have to accomplish these things and you're alone. You're not running into, the huts and the chicks are healing you, or you go get the sword from the dude, or you get access to the dungeon with this person or that person. It's her doing it.
I think both of them have that component of confusion of like, what the hell am I doing in this game?
But I feel like it's more confused. It's having an open world in Zelda makes it more frustrating.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Like, there's not a lot of places you
go left or right.
The answer's here.
Yeah.
I don't have to go back up to the forest.
Yeah.
And then back down to the beach or whatever worlds are.
Zelda gives you very little any
direction,
which I think is like
part of the part of the
part
game.
of the lore of the game.
Yeah,
you know?
they
I
want
mean,
you to solve it.
Yeah, and what I think what also just kind of sets it apart from other franchises as a whole is there's no one specific way you have to go.
That's true,
and it's that's very prevalent in almost all of the Zelda games. You know, there is level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 in Zelda 1, but you don't have to do level 1 first. If you find level 2 first, you can go in there and do level 2. Now each one has the progression that makes it easier and easier, but you know, I think that's what really just brings me in.
Yeah.
So
I'll buy that for $1.
Okay. I'll give you a beer for $1.
I ain't paying for this.
So, all right. Well, good episode. So
I like that.
Yeah.
As always, drop your comments. Let us know who's wrong and why it's Kevin, and then
and tell us why you like Zelda more than Metroid, because you know it just looks better. So you know, and yeah.
I don't know that it looks better.
It depends.
But
hey, I will say the new Metroid that came out for the Switch, I have not played it.
Yeah,
but
I haven't played it yet either.
I've seen gameplay of it, and it looks awesome.
Oh, but the aesthetic of Samus was always super cool.
Yeah.
And like if I was, hey, I'll make you a cosplay. Do you want Link or do you want Samus? I want Samus. It's just cooler. I'd rather have it look like Iron Man.
True.
That's just cool.
Cosplay. All right, I'll give you the cosplay. So, all right, I'll give you that one. So, cool. All right, well, make sure you check out the link tree below for all of our links and you know,
check out all that stuff we keep
stuff.
telling you about.
Reaper, W,
T-Public.
YouTube, T-Public, all that stuff. Make sure you check out T-Public.
Find all the good stuff, guys. Share. Send a share link to your
buy some apparel.
Your high school buddy that you used to play these games with. Like, you could believe these fucking idiots. We could be doing this, but then don't do it. Just watch us do it.
You don't have enough time. We do.
Yes.
You know, so we'll do it for you.
You're not stupid enough to do the
but
stuff we've done.
Email us.
Yeah.
Comment on Instagram and let us know other topics that you want to hear about, because it's because of you that we do this.
We do this.
So partly. I mean, it's also because we like enjoying hanging out.
Yeah.
So.
That's what we tell the wives.
Yeah. We're doing it for you guys, for real. That's really what it is. So, all right, awesome. Well, thank you for joining us with another Versus Challenge, Terrible Gamers Podcast Versus Challenge. Again, check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Podbean.
We've never done this. Hold on,
Okay.
Tune in next week for our episode
2 weeks from now.
No.
Oh,
next week will be an episode on. Shut up. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Hey, good timing. I don't think that's ever happened yet. This is awesome. Well, I think we solved this Versus Challenge.
Shit.
Thank you all for listening and watching. And as always, keep on playing Zelda.
Later.
Bye, guys.